Hello everybody, it's Richard Watson and Anglais the Easy Way. Today, as so often before, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite songs. The song is called Volcano, and the artist is Damien Rice, who's an Irish singer and songwriter. And he sings this song with a woman called Lisa Hannigan. It's not a new song. It was released in 2003 on the album called O, like the letter O. Quite a curious backstory to this. Damien Rice was in a hard rock group in the late 1990s called Juniper. I think they released, I'm not sure if it's a full album, but certainly released something. And apparently he was just ready to go into the studio to do another album when he decided he didn't want to do it and he left the group. According to the story, he then traveled around Europe for a year or two, basically just busking, which means playing his guitar in the street to earn money. And at that time, he wrote a full album, this album called O, which is a very unusual and interesting album. So what can I say? Well, the song is very beautiful for a start. He doesn't sing with Lisa Hannigan anymore, and that's a shame because I really like it when they sing together. There's a kind of a chemistry and their voice goes really, really well. Yeah, so there's this chemistry between them. I don't know what happened, but they broke up really suddenly. I think she was like kicked out of a concert they were doing or something like that. I don't know the details, but I think it was very, very abrupt. Anyway, back to the song. Firstly, you can see it's a song which has two very different sides to it. What he sings and what she sings are contrasting. Sometimes they sing separately and sometimes they sing together. So you have his side of what he's thinking and her side of what she's thinking. And this sounds like a song with two people who are in a relationship for very different reasons. So I'll give you a couple of lines and then I'll try and talk about them and we can work our way through it like that. It's not a very complex song in terms of language or structure, but you do have to think your way through what they're saying because they say a lot with very simple words. So the first couple of lines, don't hold yourself like that because you'll hurt your knees. So easy words, don't hold yourself like that because you'll hurt your knees. What does that mean? You can go online and find out what people think. There are the wildest things about religion and praying. And some people talk about praying. Some people talk about strange postures. Here's what I think. I think it means get up off your knees. Don't worship me. Worship me is like to venerate someone when you worship. It means get up off your knees. Don't worship me. It certainly sounds like someone who's not standing up and so not being an equal. You'll hurt your knees. Sounds like you're not standing correctly. I kissed your mouth and back, but that's all I need. This sounds pretty clearly like someone who only wants, who only needs a physical relationship. Don't build your world around volcanoes melt you down. Okay, I take this to mean don't build your world around me. I'm not someone who you can depend on in that way. Now, it's not exactly what he means about being a volcano. Does he mean that he's someone who can get aggressive and unstable? Or does he just mean that relationships which are very intense are naturally unstable and people get melted down, meaning they lose who they are or they try to become something different for someone else? Then both of them together sing, and what I am to you is not real. You're not seeing who I really am, I guess they mean, but what I am to you is not real. What I am to you, you do not need. What I am to you is not what you mean to me. You give me miles and miles of mountains, and I asked for the sea. Oh, let's have a look. So, and what I am to you is not real. So it doesn't sound like you're seeing me as I really am, but they both sing it. Next one, what I am to you, you do not need. So I'm not good for you, or I'm not right for you. I'm not the right person for you. I'm not good. I don't do you any good. What I am to you is not what you mean to me. So the way you think of me is not the way I think of you. There's something which is unbalanced about the relationship. And you give me miles and miles of mountains, and I asked for the sea. Again, when you talk about this with people, or when you think it through, it's not really clear what this means. The first thing I think is that mountains are things which go up and down a lot, highs and lows, lots of effort to get from different places or to get from one place to another. A sea is something which is much more fluid. that moves you and that carries you. It's something that's very deep and a bit mysterious and always changing. Anyway, I'm not sure. Then we get her version. She says, "Don't throw yourself like that in front of me. Don't throw yourself like that in front of me." This is how she answers him. Basically, that means don't throw yourself in front of me, meaning to try to attract me so I can take you if you don't want what I want. In front of me sounds like he made a real effort to attract her or to get her. "I kissed your mouth, your back. Is that all you need?" Sounds like she's looking for more. "Don't drag my love around." Drag is when you pull something on the ground, like you drag a heavy bag of potatoes or something like that you can't carry. It's not something that you normally reference with love, right? Don't drag that on the floor. So she says, "Don't drag my love around. Volcanoes melt me down." So it's not clear if she means that in the past, when she commits to a relationship, she ends up losing herself, or that she fuses with someone. It's not very clear. And then, "What I am to you is not real. What I am to you do not need. What I am to you is not what you mean. You give me miles and miles of mountains, and I'll ask," and then she's interrupted. And he says, "For what I give to you is just what I'm going through." Sounds like it's something temporary. This is nothing new. Sounds like he's already done this before. So the rest of the song basically is them repeating the same lines again and again, singing at the same time. There's a beautiful cello in this song. Really like it. It's one of my favorite ones. Great one to learn on the guitar. And you can actually see him doing it live quite a lot. And there's a session where Ed Sheeran does a version of this. It's called the Ruby Sessions. You can find that on YouTube. And there's a quote about this. Ed Sheeran said, "I never knew whether he liked me." We're talking about Damien Rice. "Because he's a very elusive person, and I'd sort of gone through life, Van Morrison is sort of like an elusive person, and he said he liked me. And I was like, if Van Morrison said that he liked me, and Eminem liked me, and Eric Clapton liked me, then I'm like, I wonder, does Damien Rice like me?" So I got to the country he was living in, that his sister said he was living in. And I just sort of knocked on his door, and we went for a long walk and a big catch-up. Catch-up is just you talk for a long time. And it's weird saying it was like hanging out with an old friend, and we got on instantly. And now we email all the time and catch up, and we share songs. We had like a 12-hour chat. They talked for 12 hours. And it was such a nice full circle moment because I spent my whole life idolizing Damien Rice and also shouting him at every opportunity because I would not be a singer-songwriter if I had not gone to Whelan's and watched Damien Rice play. Ed Sheeran says he wouldn't be a singer-songwriter if he hadn't gone to a concert done by Damien Rice. Anyway, go and listen to it. Fantastic song, and I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.